Hey guys, welcome to another movie review. Today's subject, the third and last installment in the Iron Man franchise, as you might have seen from the background image, Iron Man 3. I have a lot of mixed feelings toward this movie. At first, I was kind of afraid to watch it because I was afraid I wouldn't like it that much. I expected a lot from this movie. I had really, really high expectations, and I was kind of let down in some way. Before I start reviewing the pros and cons, this might contain some spoilers, and I say might because I like to make these reviews as I go along, make them up as I go along. So if you don't like spoilers or you haven't watched the movie or whatever, well, stop watching it, watching the review, and come back when you've watched the movie. Or if you don't mind or you don't care, well, be my guest. Go right ahead. Okay, let's start with the pros. Uh, the pros of this. It's an action-packed movie. Sorry, we get to see more armors this time, especially the Mark 42, which in my opinion is the best in Tony's arsenal up until now. But the armors are also a con, which I'll get to that in a minute. The soundtrack is definitely amazing. I really, really like the soundtrack, although we got no AC/DC this time, which is kind of a letdown. Pepper Potts playing a bigger role in this movie. He's also a pro. I really, really like that. Although I would have liked her to see to have the rescue arbor, which would have been really cool. Although she wears Mark 42, sorry, for a brief period of time, so it's good. And actually, the movie started well. When I was watching it, I really, really liked how it started. Okay, now the cons, which outweigh the pros in this case, or in my opinion. Let me change the background image, because I have another one right here. Be patient, I'm almost done. There we are. I changed it because quite frankly, I'm tired of holding the camera in place. Now, the cons. My first letdown was the Mandarin. The Mandarin could have been a great villain, probably the best villain out of all three, and they decided to throw it out the fucking dump. Why do I say this? This is my first spoiler. They made before this movie came out, and Marvel made a big fuzz about the Mandarin. They kind of sold us the idea he was going to be like Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. He was going to be a really dark character, a badass, the one who suffers Tony, like as Achilles' heel, or like Tony's Midas match. Well, turns out the Mandarin is an actor. Yeah, as stupid as it sounds and as funny as it sounds, actually the Mandarin was an actor hired by Adrian, not Adrian, Kildrich, Aldrich, or Killian Aldrich, or something like that. I can't, the name escapes me at the moment. I think it's Killian Aldrich. Sorry about that. Actually, the Mandarin reveals to Tony that he was an actor hired for the role of the Mandarin. The Mandarin was supposed to be a scapegoat, someone to blame all the terrorist attacks on, like a character. So yeah, that was it. That was kind of my first letdown, and I think this is the movie's biggest WTF moment. I couldn't believe my eyes and my ears when I was watching and hearing that. I was like, this is just bad. And actually, personally I think it's a huge lack of respect to Sir Ben Kingsley. He's an amazing actor. I've seen him countless times in very different roles, and he could have actually nailed perfectly the role of the Mandarin. Now, he doesn't necessarily have to wear the magic powered rings to be a really cool villain. He could have been a great villain without the rings. And I was when I saw the trailer with the Mandarin, I was kind of hesitant because I saw his he had a Captain America shield tattooed on the back of his neck, and if you watch it closely, you can see it, and that kind of made me doubt a little bit. I mean, if he's a terrorist and he's against America, as he mentions in the trailer, or you can get the idea after watching it, then why is he? Why does he have the Captain America tattoo? Well, that was a big mistake. So boo to Shane Black for that. Okay, another one. The Iron Patriot armor was. They mentioned in the movie that War Machine was too rude or too aggressive. The name was too aggressive for the public. That's not the reason why they changed the name. All they wanted was an excuse to introduce the Iron Patriot armor, which every comic book fan, such as myself, knows who Iron Patriot really is. He's Norman Osborn. It has nothing to do with Iron Man or with Rhodey. But well, that being said, Rhodey didn't play a big part in the movie as much as I thought he would play it. But well, it's always nice to see Don Cheadle and Rhodey in the armor as well. Another letdown, in my opinion, the whole Tony meeting the kids storyline and all that was totally unnecessary. That's just my honest opinion on it. The post-credit scene or the after-credit scene was kind of a letdown in some way. I have nothing against the characters in that scene. I absolutely respect them and the actors, and I like the characters, but I was hoping a little bit more. Maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy showing up there, or Doctor Strange, someone else, maybe even Nick Fury. But well, at least they included a post-credit scene. Another letdown, like I said, they tried to make it or to sell you the idea that it was going to be like a Dark Knight-ish movie, like more like a darker movie and all that. And actually, it was a comedy. All it was, instead of being a darker movie like they promised and everything, it was just a comedy. And I mean, sure, Tony's funny and everything, but they abused the comedy segment for that. Let's remember, after all, he is Iron Man, not Spider-Man. Okay? Yeah, I mean, sure, he's allowed to make a few jokes and quips in there. And yeah, they're really funny. I actually laughed out loud when I saw and heard them, but I think they kind of abused. In my opinion, it was, rather than being a superhero movie, it was like a comedy mixed with a superhero movie. But when I say comedy, I really mean comedy. It had very little serious moments, so that I didn't like very much. Happy wasn't present in an important part of the movie, so that I didn't like. Maybe because Jon Favreau didn't direct this movie, which that is also a con. I didn't like that idea. Another one, they don't have enough armor showcase. What I mean by this is they made a big fuss about 35 or 37 new armors coming out, and we only saw the kind of like the most important armors, which are 5 or 6. The others we vaguely saw them, and we saw them nearly at the ending of the movie, and we saw them for a very little time. So that's just not good. Another spoiler: he decides to blow up all of his armors at the end. So that makes you go like, what the hell's going on here? In fact, they're kind of hinting all over the movie he's not going to be Iron Man anymore. And at the end, a small text comes out saying Iron Man will return. Yeah, no shit. I mean, of course he will return, but that begs an even more important question: who will return as Iron Man? Will Robert Downey Jr. return to reprise his role, or will he have to be recast? I sincerely hope he returns with his role. I mean, I really do. No modular armor and no Hulkbuster again, which is kind of a letdown. But yeah, that's basically about it. I've run out of things to say about the movie. I think I kind of hit it pretty hard. One last thing. From the minute I heard Jon Favreau was not going to direct this movie, I had a really bad feeling about that. And in my opinion, I was kind of right. So, yeah, I didn't want to do this, but some of you may hate me for it. But, well, it's just my opinion. I have this to Shane Black for shitting on the Mandarin. It was a complete waste of the character. If they're going to come up with that, they shouldn't have included him at all. But, well, if they're going to make another Iron Man movie, please don't let Shane Black direct it. If you change the director, if you take it back to Jon Favreau, kudos to that. Make 10 more movies if you want. But that, yeah, well, that's just my opinion. Go watch it at least once, so that you can't, so that you just don't take my word for it. Go watch it, and then we'll see what you have to say about this. Thanks for watching, guys. Later. Take care. I hope you enjoyed this review. Bye bye.